What's up, guys? You know we're out here shooting the Expendables 4. What the fuck you think we're doing? We're blowing shit up.
3, 2, 1, move!
The action sequences are bigger and better than anything you've ever seen in the previous 3 films.
It's pure entertainment, high adrenaline, great stunts.
Expendables is a movie with amazing action sequences and actors who can really pull that off.
We wanted to raise the bar and really have some new exciting stuff that you haven't seen.
Every time I get one of these Expendable scripts and I read through it, I'm like, how in the hell are we going to pull it off?
With each Expendables we make, there's always the question, what do we do next? How do we improve this?
With Expendables 4, at the heart and soul of it is our director, Scott. He was a stunt guy beforehand, and now he's a fantastic director. And he's a guy who knows exactly what he wants from this.
I tried to bring men and women in from around the world on this movie. I had a team from Jackie Chan's Hong Kong fight team. I brought Steve Kelso in from the Fast and Furious franchise on car sequences, and I brought in Brian Smurs from all the X-Men to direct Second Unit. We were bringing our knowledge of stunt work that we've been doing for our whole lives, and I thought between the 4 of us, we can all bring something new and exciting to the franchise to really elevate where it's gonna go.
Can't wait till we start blowing up shit.
Our philosophy is the Expendables would never look right in terms of it being an all CGI film. Even though it's more difficult, we took the time to actually shoot real action, which makes it very visceral.
I knew one of my most important hires was going to be a second unit director. On a big film like this, first unit is where the actors are, the dialogue and the story, and some of the action is shot. But then second unit really picks up for me, where Brian takes on and shoots a lot of the heavy lift of the action with the stunt doubles. And Brian Smurs came to play.
And then you're flying. I mean, it's got to be a lot of chaos. People running.
There's really 2 major locations in the movie. One is Libya, which is a huge action sequence with cars and tanks and all kinds of wild stunts.
Happy hunting. This is a scene that's very important. We get to see some of our new characters, like Easy and Galan in action.
We're in the weapons plant right now, and we're going after the bad guys' nuclear detonators. If they have that, everything's gonna go tits up. But luckily, the Expendables are on the case.
There's a lot going on in this scene that in many ways sets the tone for the entire movie.
West side, they count 4 vehicles and a lot of ops.
Let's make less of them.
The stuff that excites me personally is really some of the stuff that we're seeing with the vehicles. And they're doing stuff that no one else on the planet can do.
We're gonna be doing some donuts, some endos, a bit of jumping, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
The action is mainly drifting around these corners. You can see that there's debris and the surfaces are not great. There's a lot of obstacles in the way while we're doing these high-speed chase sequences. And it is at high speed. We're doing like 50. It's about putting your faith and your confidence with the team that we have, being the stunt coordinator and the drivers. They've got a great wide range of experience.
One that was really fun is when Gunner shoots the tank and explodes one of the bad guys' trucks, and it flips over the top of them as 50 Cent drives underneath it. And that was one that really took some choreography.
What's really exciting is when things blow up, boom, and smoke and stare and there's fire and I come out of the other side. I'm not sure I'm ever gonna get a chance to do that in life. But there it is on the screen. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Brian's one that shot that particular sequence, and they did really such a great job of tying all the elements.
3, 2, 1, bang!
Got it? And go!
Go!
Open fire! In the script, it was gonna be these really cool vehicles where they stop and then they get on this foot chase and they fight the bad guys. And when I came on board, I said, why should they stop? This should be a car chase fight that never stops, so that the fights happen while they're chasing each other, transferring from vehicles and jumping back to these cars, and it all keeps moving.
We're inside. Copy.
When they got inside the warehouse, that's where some of the fun really began.
Time to improvise. I can improvise.
The character Christmas had to jump across from the A1 onto the truck and run across the top of it, and all of that happening on the move. When you're working with the actors on the physical stunt work, whether it's fights, car work, whatever, we always rehearse with the stunt doubles. Then we integrate the actors into that so that they can see exactly what the choreography is, exactly where they need to be, because we need to make sure that it's done safely. We can wear out the stunt guy, but we can't wear out the lead guy. Some of my actors, like Jason, go over there and shoot some of the bigger action components.
Jason's in the trenches every day, but his energy's always up, and he's so inquisitive, and he wants to know everything what's going on in the set.
When you have actors like Jason Statham that can really do some pretty incredible stuff, it's always fun for us as stunt filmmakers to do things maybe that we can't do with the other actors. So that sequence where Jason fights in the back of the moving truck was always super special.
50 Cent gets into a little bit of a fight as well. We set up a rig on the side of the A1 Polaris with an arm strut coming up and over the top. So when one of the mercenaries jumps onto my vehicle, he starts raining down punches and then exchange some blows. I managed to grab hold of him with an assist from the riggers and just basically use him as a rag doll, pelting him from side to side and then chucking him off the end of the vehicle.
What the fuck, Easy? Only easy day was yesterday.
Yep.
At the end, when they come outside, I wanted that element of surprise when 50 Cent and Randy Couture come out in their A1 and they get sideswiped by a technical truck, and it makes the A1 flip upside down and land.
I'm coming in.
That actually took teamwork between first unit and second unit, where Brian Smurs shot all the action on that, and I shot all the actor moments, and we had to tie them together. The Libya set piece is always on the move, and I always find that really challenging for me because everything keeps rolling, and there's 4 different stories going at the same time. And one's in the air, and 2 are on the ground, and one's outside, and they're all trying to intersect.
What's going on in there? I need a status report now. One more and we're on Vermont.
To really try to tie all of that together in one massive sequence was super fun, and I think will be extremely entertaining for the audience.
Scott likes to experiment. He's spontaneous and is willing to like try new things on the go and in the moment.
Scott wants to hear your opinions and fashion things the way that feels comfortable for both of us.
He has a way with the actors. They know that he is going to make them look good. And that trust, that knowledge changes the whole dynamic of a movie.
Scott Wall, as a director, will bring his own unique, kind of detailed military perspective to this film. It'll seem much more real.
I've been blessed enough to have done commercials for 3 of the 4 military branches in the United States. And after working on the film Act of Valor, I do have deep admiration and respect for the men and women that served our country. And it's given me a different lens on maintaining authenticity within the landscape of military type work. So I really tried to bring that to the table with the action, considering most of the characters in the Expendables all have some type of military background. So that manifests itself into how they say things, how they move, the type of gear they have, all of that. And we need to make sure that each one of those things is portrayed accurately, whether the character's a Ranger, whether he was SAS, whether he was a Navy SEAL. We want to bring those types of integrity to each character. Cut.
Got it?
All right, moving on. Very nice.
Okay, listen up. The Thai cargo ship Gentara was hijacked in the Andaman Sea by our mutual friend Ramat. The ship itself is going to be hosting an exchange where they'll be taking possession of the remaining nuclear materials needed to construct a viable bomb, nuclear type, and we cannot let that happen. Understood?
The other major location of this movie is the boat itself, the Gintara. It's a 112-meter set, this enormous aircraft carrier, a 4-story bridge in the middle of it.
We ended up building the Gintara deck out on a chicken farm in Greece on land and put the water in post. We needed a lot of room because obviously the ship deck is extremely big and long. The ship deck was something that was important because we needed scale, we needed speed. And so having drone work and having camera car work, being able to be on the side of the ship to help sell all that was only possible by us shooting it on land. And that just allowed us to move the camera in even more visceral ways. I knew the tool bag that I needed of cameras to try to immerse the audience in the film, being the drone, Steadicam, camera car work, you know, cranes. And so when we would see what the action sequence was gonna be between myself and Brian, we knew how to wrap the cameras around them and have, you know, between 5 and 10 cameras all the time to try to put the audience in the boots of the Expendables.
I think the Gintara sequence, once we arrive on the ship, the pace doesn't drop. It's just go, go, go.
We're preparing some of the big, very dangerous but controlled explosions. My role primarily is to look after all the action sequences that involve big fireballs, big debris blasts, and of course close proximity explosions next to our stunt team and to our main cast.
We had a lot of explosions that we needed to do on the ship. And I kept telling my special effects guy, more fuel, dude, more fuel. And they kept asking me, how big do you want it? I said, never big enough.
You say to yourself, well, how much action can you do on a ship? Well, we've got motorcycles.
The character Christmas has an affinity for street bikes and motorcycles, so I wanted to use Jason's personal background in riding and put it in the movie, and we came up with this action sequence with motorcycles on the ship. I wanted to do something really unique that was fun in the movie and design this jump. I needed to have some X-Game athlete that could pull this off because I did not want to do it in CG. I'd worked with Robbie Madison in the past, and so had Steve Kelso.
I have the world record for the motorcycle longest jump ramp to ramp.
Even to watch it, you can't believe a human being did that and lived. We'll have more safety precautions because it's a movie, but these are big stunts.
I'm doubling Jason Statham. The man is badass, so I'm just giving it all I can to kind of make his character be, as he is, a total weapon. Riding the 350SX, amazing motorcycle, but to do a jump like this, we've put more air pressure in the front, we've compressed the spring a little bit, make it a little bit stiffer, and we've slowed down the rebound and tightened up the compression. The scene here is there's one bad guy left, so I'm coming towards him. I'm jumping off a ramp. What we have set up here behind me is a freestyle motocross setup. We're going to do a whip jump here. A lot of snag points. The ramp just barely fit into the position on the aircraft carrier that we had. We have like the metal railing, there's pipes, so it's a tricky jump. We've been working for about 4 days now to, you know, build the scene up and get all the pieces. It's probably the most riskiest stunt for me of the set, and here we go. 2, 1,
Robbie did the jump probably for us 5 or 6 times, and the last one, I did come up to Robbie and I said, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you flick it a little bit more? That means whip it out, try to get inverted. He almost bit the dust because he did flick it out so far that he had to try to over-rotate to bring it back, and it was awesome. It was the one that's in the movie.
The bike went really upside down, and it was perfect. I think we got a great action shot, and it should make for a good part of the film.
We're upside down, mate.
You have the familiarity of the franchise, you have the familiarity of the action, and then you have these moments in it that are unfamiliar that take you over and above what you've ever seen before, and you go, whoa, holy cow.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I feel at home in these tentpole action movies. It's fun and chaotic, and they have like a special element to them, which I really enjoy.
We really need to be more careful.
Make me.
It's really important for us to push that envelope of fun. We're always trying to make sure that the audience leaves satisfied and entertained and have a blast doing it.
You almost fucking killed me! You're welcome!